All right, welcome in everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you guys right now. This is a very just monumental, once in a lifetime week. Like literally, this is probably one of the biggest astrological, energetic weeks of our lifetime. So I'm here to kind of just give you some general overviews of what these energies are, and definitely to take advantage of this. And we'll obviously pull some cards and get some more information about that. But today I'm actually just going to be focusing on what's happening tomorrow, February 17th. Basically, so this is obviously like this is a huge day. The second piece to this week is that February 20th on Friday, which is the Neptune-Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees Aries. I'm going to do a separate video on that one because there's so much going on this week that I'm kind of going to split it up into 2 videos. All right. So welcome in. If you're new to my channel, I kind of do a combo of intuitive readings, intuitive information kind of combined with oracle and tarot cards, and then I also do channeling videos. I kind of call them like channeling podcast videos, but they are where I channel higher dimensional beings. Specifically right now, the beings that really have been coming through strongly to prepare all of us here in the 3D is the avian beings. But I've also channeled other beings as well. But those predominantly are what's coming through right now that need to provide information and guidance for the collective. All right, so let's dig in here. So we have a giant trifecta tomorrow, which includes the solar eclipse that is happening. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius. And then we have the Chinese New Year tomorrow, which we're shifting and moving into based on that zodiac, the fire horse energy. So that is a huge trifecta right now. I'm going to start with the solar eclipse. So this is a solar new moon eclipse in Aquarius. So it's kind of 2 different things, but when you add them all together, it just creates, again, this huge energetic shift point for everybody. So solar eclipses, this has been historically, I mean, we can go date back to the Mayans, to the Egyptians, even farther back. Solar eclipses were huge. They did special rituals on the solar eclipses. They used the energies because it is known that during eclipses, the veil's thin. And it's like opening up a portal of energy. And it's like really close to where we are the closest we can be to higher dimensional frequencies and beings, and we can communicate more. So definitely use this to try and connect or communicate. But this is, the laws of reality also become more flexible for us to utilize and shift and kind of sculpt to what we want to create. So this is a huge opportunity. The portals open for all of these energies for about 72 hours. So they kick off, obviously, after midnight. But the solar eclipse, depending on where you are, is like very early in the morning. It ranges from like, I think, if we're talking US time, anywhere from like 4 to 8 o'clock in the morning. But we want to really use this portal energy for the next 72 hours. This is when reality is the most fluid, and it's basically like 600 times more powerful than normal. Okay, especially when we combine the trifecta of these 3. So you'll want to definitely use this. The second thing is the Aquarius new moon. So we also are in the age of Aquarius with Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius represents revolution, innovation, creativity, forward thinking, removing, it's about creating new, but also aligning with that. We have to destroy the things that aren't serving us. So it's kind of removing structures and foundations of like the core of things, the root of things, where, you know, maybe it's like, you know, when we see the tip of the iceberg, it's like getting to the bottom of the iceberg with Aquarius. And this is about a major, when we think of collective view, this is about the collective or groups or community. It's about groups of people, how we as an individual are a part of that and how we impact the collective. But it's also about changing things from a higher level, you know, a broader perspective, to really shift and look at what do we need to do to make this experience, this reality, better for everybody. So again, major opportunity here. This is like a cultural revolution, and not even cultural, but like a collective revolution, basically they're calling it. So this is like a time frame when everything just completely changes. And then you have the fire horse energy. So that's the tied to the Chinese New Year. That comes in tomorrow. And the last time we had fire horse energy was actually 1966. And you know, each kind of zodiac, it kind of comes around every 60 years with the element. So the fire horse hasn't been around since 66, and we are not going to see fire horse again for the next 60 years. So this energy of the fire horse is basically going to set us up for the next 60 years. So for a lot of us, I mean, that could be for the rest of our lives. So this is like pivotal for us to harness this energy to set us up. So the next 72 hours are pivotal to set you up for the rest of your life for some of you, or for the next basically 60 years or more. So if you're watching this, this is a synchronicity for you. You have an advantage here because you are aware and can utilize the energies that are coming through right now. So I would recommend kind of, again, what they usually recommend is the day before, especially for the Chinese New Year. Do a major cleaning of your house, clear things out, clear clutter out. Don't clean on the day of the 17th. And then also, this is a time on the 17th, as far as the solar eclipse, solar new moon eclipse in Aquarius, is to focus on the things that you want to release tomorrow. The actual eclipse day isn't a day for you to set intentions or what you want to bring in. It's more about focusing what you want to release. And then afterwards, kind of until the 20th, you can then set some intentions. So I would definitely do that. When you do set your kind of what you want to release, do a little ritual, write them down, be very clear, all of them, and then you kind of state them out to the universe that you are releasing these things, and then you burn them. And then you kind of, usually what they have you do is to bury them in outside in the soil. But just wanted to bring that up because I feel like it's very important for this time. So let's dig in. You might also be, a lot of symptoms are coming up right now with this. So you might be feeling off. People might be getting sick or coming up like they're feeling like they might have a cold or symptoms of like flu cold. There's a lot of releasing right now. So you may be also that's going to be very common, is you're going to be very tired and exhausted, because this is helping us to clear energy. So definitely for the next 72 hours as well. Don't push it too hard. Don't feel like you have to be productive. Take the time to rest and rejuvenate, because also our nervous systems are going through it and recalibrating right now with these energies. So let's dig into the Moonology cards here and get some foundational energies for this trifecta here. So you are good enough. full moon in Virgo. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. That's that fire horse energy coming in. And have faith in your dreams. Yes, definitely. So what's really a focus, and I've been talking about it in my readings for the last, couple months here. There's a big focus right now. This energy is really having you look at the belief systems you have. What are the belief systems that you still have? They're really coming up in our forefront. They're really being mirrored to us in our reality of, it could be triggering you a lot, but these are belief systems that you need to really be conscious and aware of and focus on releasing these. And that's what you can, what's really important to kind of document or in your little ritual tomorrow is what do you want to release? The big things are going to be your belief systems that aren't serving you, like I'm not worthy, right? Or I'm not good enough. People don't like me. I'm not lovable, right? I don't want to be seen. I want to release shame that I'm holding, deep shame about something, right? Whatever it is. And that's what this You Are Good Enough card is you are, everyone is good enough, and everyone is open to this energy right now in these shifts. And then post, this eclipse and this, fire horse beginning, things are going to speed up a lot faster. Fire horse is one of the fastest energies as far as the Chinese zodiac, and things are going to happen quickly, and it's going to ask you to take action on things. Things are going to open up. Doors are going to open up, opportunities, creative inspiration, ideas, things are going to come available that weren't there before, and it's about taking action on them. And definitely it's about taking action on things in dreams, right? In your dreams, in your desires, what you want to create moving forward. And it's really finally seeing your dreams as something that you can take action on and also really experience and have. And it's about releasing the things that are blocking you from this and having the courage and the confidence. And people are going to be taking bold actions here, okay? The fire horse is untamable. And the fire horse is going after what it wants, and it can't be stopped. So a lot of people you're going to see in yourself and in external reality where people are going to be doing some pretty bold moves, making big changes, big decisions. People are going to shock people, about what they're doing. I mean, this can be about marriages that, they've been married for 20 years, all of a sudden dissolving, divorces. A lot of relationships have already been ending, preparing for this, but there's going to be a lot more. Because if your relationship is really about, you've stayed in it because of like traditional ideas or traditional beliefs, like, oh, marriage is for life. And because I got married, my religion, my family, my culture says that I can't get divorced. Those are the beliefs that are not true. There's no truth to that from a universal law perspective. Those are all truths that we've been programmed and manipulated to believe by other human beings. At the root is really for us to be controlled, for us to feel safe, right? But all of those things are being triggered. All of those things are being kind of bubbled up to the surface for us to face. So if you have a fear of security, again, that's a belief that you want to release. Or feeling like you can't do it on your own, that you need the money or the support of somebody else. And so you've stayed in situations or jobs or relationships out of feeling like, oh, I have to have this because if I don't, like maybe I have a fear of XYZ. Some people really have a fear, like at the root is that I'm going to be homeless. Or, I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough to, afford my house or to take care of myself or to eat. Like, those are the roots that are coming up. Also, people making drastic decisions about moving. moving locations, realizing the energy of where they're at isn't serving them anymore. People leaving jobs, and not just leaving a company, but leaving careers, starting new careers that are totally out of, left field. People starting, going off on their own. There's going to be a lot of changes. This is also included in our structures and organizations in our world. Things are going to drastically look different and change and shift. So those cards are spot on. So let's keep going here. I'm going to pull a couple more Oracle. Right on. This has been coming up a lot. Blossoming abundance. Abundance is going to be readily available for those who are aligning and who are following the highest timeline here. So make sure you are the one, or you are one of them. Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, that throat chakra has also been coming up. What this really is representing here is about our truth. We're aligning with our truth, and things are aligning externally. Truths are coming out. Anything that isn't truthful or aligned with our truth is being removed from our lives. Anything, again, right, it's coming to the surface. We're seeing this in the world, and the external reality is things that have been lies, that have been hidden, are coming out. And people are going to start using their voice a lot more, communicating more in alignment with their truth, and not being so afraid anymore. Oh, sixth chakra. Wow. Yep. So this is that throat chakra. And then we have the third eye opening. This is our ability to see, right? Spiritually, energetically see things and get information that's coming in from a higher dimensional perspective. And this is going to be opening up. A lot of people are going to be going through mass, like very spontaneous awakenings, enlightenment. So you're going to see a lot of that happening, and people are going to need the information from all of us here that have, been already awakened for a long time. So this is about you too. If you have been wanting to harness a skill set, like a spiritual skill set, a natural gift, innate ability, you are really being asked energetically to start doing this, putting yourself out there, being more creative. If you're a healer, if you want to do energy healing or any sort of healing modality, or if you're just a creative person, and there's a passion that you have in certain areas, again, putting that out there. It doesn't have to be all metaphysical and spiritual things. It can be anything. You have a desire to open some sort of business. It's all about how we are inspiring others, how we're putting ourselves out there in alignment with our truth. And when people see us aligning with our truth, it's going to open themselves up to their own truth and wanting to align with their truth. All right. And you know what? I saw this card. So I'm going to have to pull it because this is very Aquarius community. So at the center of this, it's really about, yes, ourselves and awakening to our truth and our authenticity, but it's about aligning with our soul tribe, aligning community, connecting with each other in a new way. This is about building deeper connections, not just like personally, but like from a collective viewpoint here. All right. So we have the Four of Swords. So this is definitely a time of rest and rejuvenation, revitalization, healing, integrating. This is big right now. The other piece to this Four of Swords is in this stained glass window back here. It really is showing somebody being blessed. This person is on their knees asking for blessings and they're receiving it. And this is a huge time like I said, portals are opening, doors are opening, with blessings are going to be abundant, right? We have blossoming abundance right now. So it's really about aligning and doing the integration, the releasing of anything that's preventing us from receiving true blessings. The key thing here is, if you're sitting around not willing to change anything, not willing to change your actions, your words, your energy, changing your life, drastically making the changes and thinking that you're just going to receive all this stuff on a silver platter, that just proves you're not really awake, right? And you're not getting it. Because it is going to force you to change, right? This energy is forcing us to change. And either you can change willingly and do it more easily and on your own pace. But at this point now, we've kind of hit the point of no return. So the last even like couple years has been preparing us, especially the last couple months and weeks. Those of us that have really, again, had this third eye opening and become more aware and really trying to actively make the changes to prepare, I mean, this is going to go a lot easier for you. But if you haven't, if you've been resisting, if you've been unwilling to make changes, sticking to your comfort zone, this is going to happen a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more tumultuous because things are going to have to force people to change. But this is definitely time to allow things to integrate, allow our nervous systems to kind of, again, be reprogrammed. And this is a major time that our physical vessels are going through major changes to adjust to these energies as well. So take the time to rest. Don't push it too hard, especially this week. Don't feel like you have to do the most or be the most. I would definitely, if you feel like you have a crazy busy week, cut stuff out, make it a priority. And yes, look at that, the Fool. This is a completely new path that we're standing at right now. What's opening up for us is a timeline, is a portal, is a new experience, a new reality that is one that we've never experienced before. And this is the Fool's beginning. So we are taking a leap of faith into this newness. And this newness is something that has never been measured. So especially on the 20th, that conjunction, this week, literally, the last time they're able to measure happened about over 6,000 years ago. So we have no way to even compare like what happened, 6,500 years ago. So this is going to be really new. And part of this path, this Fool, for him to really go on this new path, he has to leave everything behind, especially more when it comes to his ways of thinking, his fears. He's traveling lightly, right? He's relieved himself. He's let go of any obligations, of baggage, of emotional baggage, of fears, of belief systems, and he's trusting. And the sun is there to light his path, which we could say kind of represents the solar eclipse happening. And of course, look at this. This is absolutely amazing. Look at this, the sun. And really, to me, this Four of Swords is we're allowing the abundance to come in. We're allowing the changes to happen. We're not forcing them. And we're also not having to actively do it into being, right? Because we've been programmed to say we have to be productive, we have to work hard, we have to get out there and we have to practice, or work, and everything is effort, right? You have to put in the effort. But all of that sounds really tiring to me. And it's exhausting, and it's really, people are gonna when they hear stuff like that, if there's a part of you that doesn't believe that, that's a sign that, hey, there's some belief systems in me that are still believing in the old templates. because this guy's just laying here resting. And this is about alignment. He's resting, he's meditating, he's doing things that give him, that remove stress. And when he's in that place of complete alignment this is when you really, things just come in and there's no effort here. Six of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in the heart of the reading here. So this is about the physicality of things. It represents doing the work, but to me, doing the work is more an inner job here. And it's surrounded by cups here, and cups are about feelings and emotions. So there's definitely here about working through some emotions that are going to be coming up as well with this. And we're going to get some clarity here, because anything that's been foggy, that's been really clouding our judgment, clouding our desires, clouding our needs, is going to really be coming out, especially when it comes anything from the past that's really we're still carrying with us, that's blocking us. We're really working through that. And we're also creating a reality in relationships that are a lot sweeter, that are a lot more fulfilling, and that we're receiving a lot more than we have ever received in the past. And things are blossoming. New things are really blossoming. And you're getting a lot clearer view. It's like the needs and desires we had even like 2 years ago are completely different now. And these cups and the Seven of Cups represent desires that we have. And they're all different. And it's like, it's also can represent like a myriad of choices. And it's like we're really now looking with a clear mind and head, right? We're seeing things in a new way. We have our third eye opening up. We're releasing the belief systems that have really been fogging us over and putting a filter in front of us. And now when we can see clearly, now we're like, oh, I have all these new desires. I have all these things that I want to experience that, I didn't really either prioritize in the past, or maybe I just didn't even think was possible. But we're starting to see that the impossible is now possible. And that's really a new level of awakening here. Okay, we have the Page of Wands, the Three of Wands. This is about expansion. And the Five of Wands. So look at this. We have a lot of sun, kind of light energy here. We got more cups and emotions here. And now we move into kind of the energy here. The energy, the ideas, the passion, the inspiration. And I always see the wands as like our connection to source, our connection to our higher self here, and anchoring them in through the wand and harnessing that energy. And these two cards here, you can see in the wands, they're like blossoming little buds. And that's kind of what's happening with these energies as the seeds that we've planted up until this point are now going to start really blossoming. And we're going to start seeing the little seedlings. We're going to start seeing things happening. And we're going to start taking advantage of this. And we're also going to realize, instead of just like taking action on things based on, again, our old ideas, our old programs, what we were told we had to do or how we had to do them, we're now going to start this fresh, new, light energy. We're going to start getting new ideas about how to show up in the world, new ideas about how to take action. We're going to be inspired a lot more. We're going to feel a lot more passion and creativity flowing, especially with this Aquarius energy. And this is about going out into, expanding out into something new. Like this, this guy here has just been sitting on this cliffside, just hanging out. This is a card of like waiting for something to change, waiting for something to come in. But really it's about looking out onto the horizon and this expansive energy And two, this is a time where things are finally going to come in. Our treasures, things that we've desired, things that we've planted, the seeds we've planted, the intentions we've set are going to start coming in. And this is the energy that's bringing them in. If we surrender and allow the change to happen, however it might show up, we need to be able to surrender to whatever is happening and not resist. So this is a pivotal card here, the Five of Wands, because this really represents a lot of resistance. A resistance to seeing things differently, a resistance to change. This can also represent us fighting for our ideas or beliefs or values, fighting against the values of others. And I just kind of feel like there's going to be a lot of people resisting this energy, but I think this is just kind of a guidance or eye-opening, right? We have, again, the third eye here and the throat chakra. It's about just surrendering right now. Because the more you try to force things or to push other people to awaken or try to force other people to change their beliefs or their ideas about something, this can even be about trying to force people to see these energies happening and them to do the things they need to do to like be on the same timeline as you or whatever it is you're going to get you're going to get opposition there. And you're actually going to be fueling the opposition, and you're going to force people to actually close down even more. So I'm going to get a clarifier for that because I just feel like we have to just allow everyone to move through this portal, these energies, the way they need to. Okay? And you can share whatever you want, or you can make decisions for yourself. So we have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, this could bring up a lot of anger and resentment, even rage in the collective, in people right now. Because like I talked about earlier, people that haven't been preparing or making the changes, like things are going to be forced to change, and it's going to create a lot of reactivity. People are going to get angry, and we just have to get out of everyone's way and just do our thing. This is an inner job. This is inner work right now. This isn't about forcing or doing things outwardly in the physical. This is about doing the inner job, which is that meditation, that connection, that alignment. It doesn't mean you have to meditate, but it's about being more in yourself, silencing the world, not being too busy, not doing too much. The moon, yeah. All the dark collective stuff, the deep unconscious stuff has been coming out, and we've been seeing this, right? It has been causing a lot of anger. It has been causing a lot of reactions from people that haven't been good, because this stuff that's been coming out is very ugly. It's really showing the mirror and the truth of the collective, of really what's going on behind closed doors, behind people's, images, what's really going on in their inner world. And it has to come out, right? We have to this has to come out for it to flow, for us to remove and rebuild. What's the Eight of Pentacles about? Justice. Yeah, this is finally justice doing its work. And again, we just have to get out of the way. We have to surrender and trust and have faith that the energetic karmic process is going to do, and there's going to be retribution, there's going to be justice here, and we're going to start balancing and harmonizing the external reality here. The Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. So there's an end to this effort. There's this end to this physical reality always feeling like effort, that we have to make, to make progress, to make changes in our life, to try to manifest. It's it's all this work and effort, and it's been really slow and plodding energy. Things haven't been progressing very fast, but we finally are hitting this pivotal point where things are going to really start moving quickly. But we have to approach things in a new way. That's what the page is about. It's about new ways. It's about trying things out differently. It's about new ideas. We have to change. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting like radical shifts and transformations. We have to approach things in a new way. And this also has to do with how we're viewing other people and ourselves. Like, we can't keep having the same belief systems either. Those have to change. And we need to start reprogramming ourselves with new beliefs, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of approaching things. And that's where we're at this cosmic restart here this week. This is a complete cosmic restart. So the more people that are holding on to the old, they're going to have a real harder time. Let's see the 3 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Yeah, there's another ending, a closing, learning the lessons, learning the lessons of why things haven't happened yet for us, even especially as individuals. Like, why haven't things happened yet for us? Why has life been so karmic? Why have I've people who, this really represents people who've been like stuck in patterns that have been very challenging. This is about getting out of the striving energy, and we're going to start thriving. But we have to be able to learn the lesson. And it's also seeing the value in the past and what's led us to where we are, for us to learn how to move forward again. And going back to that, if you haven't learned the lesson, you're not going to change your actions, right? And we have to learn the lesson of what we did in the past that caused us to get stuck, or to create the foundations that haven't been working for us anymore, right? We need to create new foundations, ones that work for us. But the only way that we can do that is to come together in unity, in harmony, in understanding, and be able to, again, see that, hey, we can have different ideas, we can have different values and beliefs, and still come together with the same goals. Because at the most part, when we think of us from a spiritual aspect, at the root of things, we all want the same things. We just have different ideas about how we're going to get there. And one more here for the 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Yes, we realize our power comes from love. Power comes from how we treat other people, what we give, our outward actions. We need to soften, and we're going to learn too what power really means. Because the old definition of power and what power has been really distorted. It's been distorted. It's been power has used to betray. It's about power over people. But now we're learning power is about coming from within, and it's about giving and harnessing these new energies of love and compassion and understanding, and being more open to be receptive about what other people need. And that's the true definition of power, and also leadership. We're going to need leaders who understand that the best leaders are always going to do what's best for the people, not what's best for themselves. It's not about your distorted viewpoint of what you define as what you think other people need, because it's coming through your filtered, distorted reality because of your belief systems, right? And so then the action you take actually ends up causing harm to others around you and harm to the people. And then everyone around you is unhappy, is angry, because they don't feel like they're being heard and seen, and that their best interests are yours. Like, a leader, really, it's all about the best interest of the people that you're leading, and that's it. It really is. Your interests, a true leader isn't thinking of their own interests. And that's where we're going to shift. That's where we're going to shift. And that's the past, right? And we're shifting into the new. And look at this. 9 of Pentacles, which is exactly what I said. It's about empowering everybody else to be their authentic self, and really seeing the person for who they are. It's about seeing each individual person for who they really are, what their strengths are, what they have to offer, and focusing on that. And that's when people are really going to blossom and grow in themselves. And this is abundance too. And that's where you really create abundance. Wow. Big reading here. I love it. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave everyone with that. Hopefully this helps you. Definitely take advantage as you're listening to this. If you listen to this tonight on the 16th, definitely, take some time. Again, write out what you want to release. Do that tomorrow. Speak those out loud. Speak the things that you're releasing, and say a little ritual thing about how you are releasing these things. You're releasing these patterns, these beliefs, whatever. If you want to physically release something, a job, a relationship, and that you're allowing these things to basically to end, to flow away, and to create new beginnings. All right. Okay, look forward to the next reading, which I will post earlier, but that's going to be for the 20th, and we'll get information about that big cosmic event as well. You guys have a great solar eclipse, new moon, and fire horse new year. I'll see you in the next reading.